All right. Welcome, one and all, to the Off the Rails Sports Podcast. There you go. Big cup of bourbon over there for Brian. If you could hit that like and subscribe button. I'm John. I'm the first guy you're going to see on Suicide Watch. We're going to turn it over to the next guy who's on Suicide Watch, the other Red Sox fan in the video. But I need you to hit that like and subscribe. Please leave some comments. I try to respond to them all personally. We are unabashed Red Sox fans who are now on suicide watch. We need all the sharp instruments have been taken out, but we're going to save the Red Sox for the back end of going through baseball. I have a little rant here. Of course, I always have a rant, it seems like. I was watching the Detroit Guardians game yesterday, and Sean McDonough is doing the play-by-play. And the best job in the world is to be his color guy, because you literally only have to say 2 words during a 3-hour podcast. I don't know what the world record is for number of words you can say without taking a breath, but Sean resets that every time he comes on the air, because Sean loves nothing better than hearing Sean's voice, and he doesn't want to hear the color commentator. If they give you the option of winning the lottery or being the color guy the color guy for Sean McDonough, take the color guy. It's an easier gig. And then let's go down to the other one. What in the hell is Jessica Mendoza doing on TV? Okay, she is the one infamously when Mike Fears went to the press about the Houston Astros cheating scandal, which was nefarious over many years. She was the one who said, snitches get stitches. Yeah, it's early in the morning. I'm still coming off that bender from the Red Sox game. And I'm thinking to myself, so she doesn't want integrity in the game of baseball. Okay, we know everybody's trying to cheat, but if they get caught, can't we adjudicate it? Can't we get it? This is how stupid the Dodgers are. The Dodgers probably lost a World Series because of that cheating scandal. They employ her during the season as a color person. Thank you. All right. If you have anything to say, Brian, you go.
Uh,
Yeah.
no, well done. I mean,
Okay.
I feel like Sean McDonough's color guy after that.
That is the best line that will be said on this podcast in this entire year. All
Oh,
right.
well, the first round is over, and you were writing down our predictions when we
I sure
spoke
was.
last. I'm pretty sure there's a reason I don't. I just proved why I don't go to Las Vegas.
Yes. Yes.
I got the
And
offer.
yeah, he got the offer, right? And to recount, Brian picked Cleveland and the Sox and the Reds and the Padres. I'm going to give him a little pass on the Reds because we both hate the Dodgers so bloody much, but let's move on. I didn't do much better. I was only 50-50. I had Detroit and the Red Sox, and I had the Dodgers and the Padres. So we have another
Oh,
round, but let's start
yeah.
out with
Tune in and listen to the experts.
yes. Yes. You're better off flipping a coin, okay? Let's go over and I once again, being Red Sox fans, I gave the Gazoo curse. I told Brian before the wild card series started that in all 12 wild card series, the team that won game 1 won the series. 10 times they had swept. Well, now we're at 15-1. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but the Red Sox are the one, okay? Let's get to game 3. Now we had 3 winner take all games. First time ever in Major League Baseball. I sometimes I get tired of all the statistics they tell you because they really don't mean a damn thing. I don't really care because they only had 2 series going for the first 80 years of baseball. Okay, you're just making stats. It's like Cam Schitler. I got to get my head off this. After the game, they're like, well, he's the only guy who had 12 strikeouts, didn't allow an earned run, didn't allow. Jesus, who cares? I don't really care if he got under 85 pitches and did all that. Jesus. keep jabbing me in the eye with the knife. All right, but let's get to the Detroit Guardian series. And I'm going to say something here. AJ Hinch, I don't understand why managers do what they do, but AJ Hinch really pulled a master accompli. He pulled a real nice one. They're tied 1-1. They go into game three. I was looking at the lineups, and there's Winchell Perez, who at the time was 0 for 6. They put him in the number 3 hole. He, of course, increases that by going another 0 for 3 in the game until the 7th inning when it's 2-1. Somehow, against Lightning, he hits a 2-run, 2 RBI double, and basically breaks open the game. Kudos to AJ Hinch. I think that was a move that won the series. Do you got any thoughts on that series, Brian?
The biggest thought I had on that series was just the whole shift in momentum. I mean, those were the two teams that came in the hottest and the coldest,
Yeah.
and the coldest one was able to pull it off on the road. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just the whole shift in dynamic, and of course, because of game one, their guy got in there and did the job. But yeah, that was a huge turnaround there. I thought with the way the whole month of September had gone, I didn't think Detroit had a chance.
Right.
But there you go. They were able to suck it up when they had to and get that big series win.
They
Cleveland was
sure
just
did.
Cleveland was playing way above their heads, you know. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I just thought that that momentum would carry through, especially going up against a team that was floundering so bad.
And they were at home.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, there's a lot to go there.
good old
It was a
Jacobs
great
Field.
season. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right. Let's move on to which I thought was actually the best series was San Diego against the Cubs. The Cubs actually prevail 2-1. Um, in the final game, I will say this. I thought that the relief pitching in this series was outstanding. If you got a lead, it was almost impossible to give it up. Obviously, San Diego made that fatal mistake in game one. But in game three, the three big monsters for San Diego, Reyes, Mikado, and Tatis, were 0 for 11. You got any thoughts on that series?
Oh, that one, to be honest, I didn't pay much attention to that one, but I was surprised that the Cubs were able to keep San Diego's offense in check as much as they were. Just looking at the scores of the games, they were all
Yeah.
low scoring games. Uh, I thought San Diego's offense would come to life a little bit just with the momentum of being in the playoffs. You know, Tatis
Yeah.
has shown in the past that he rises to the occasion in the playoffs.
Hmm.
And Bogarts had a nice series, but they didn't really have anything big happening with their offense. So kudos to the Cubs pitching for keeping them in check.
I was amazed at how good their relief pitching was. I mean, everybody has pretty good relief pitching except for the Dodgers going into the playoffs. But they were just lights out. They were shutting down everything, and I think it was a situation where good pitching was beating good hitting in this series.
Yeah, and it's always a crapshoot too uh, when you go into the postseason because these guys that'll use their bullpens more easily and just go take the hook really quick
Right.
because they're so afraid. Uh, you know, not all your relief pitchers are going to be on. And
Right.
if you run into a game where you use four or five guys and they're all on, and that's pretty good because it doesn't usually happen that way.
No. No, it sure doesn't. All right, let's go on to the series that finished first. The Los Angeles Dodgers defeated the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati had a lot of spunk, but I just don't think they had enough firepower to overcome the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium.
They did not, and I mean Shohei leads off the series with a home run.
Yeah.
what else would you expect? I mean, it was scripted
Of
that way,
course.
wasn't
That's why he's the
it?
greatest player ever, Brian.
And the big thing too, though, for the Dodgers, I think it was game one that Yamamoto, he was able to pitch into the seventh inning.
Hmm.
He's like their one guy that they'll let go deep into games. Shohei's not
Right,
going to go deep into a game if he's starting because he's still coming off of his injury.
right.
Uh, and Snell and Glass now, they're like 6 innings max guys, but they let Yamamoto go, and that's going to help because, like I said, their bullpen is terrible. So the more you can get out of your starter, the better.
Yeah, but it also helps when they always start out with a 5 or 6 run lead. I mean, it takes Dave Roberts off the hook a little,
A
right?
little, a little,
Yeah.
but he's still got to do what his boss is telling him, and I think the Dodgers more than any other team have the boss telling him what to do.
Boy, you got that right. You got that right. It's on text, fax, everything, email. We're going to make sure he gets the message, whatever that is. All right, let's get into our Suicide Anonymous meeting. Let's talk about the Red Sox going into the Bronx, taking game one, losing the series. Let's hear your initial thoughts, brother Brian.
Well, when we made our predictions, I did initially say this one was a toss-up,
Yep.
but then you made me decide.
Yeah. Hmm.
So here's the initial thoughts. Uh, well done, game one, Garrett Crochet
Hmm.
and Alex Cora for letting him pitch. I was even texting you during the game saying they better send him out for the eighth. I don't
Right.
care that he's already at 100 pitches. And even though the Red Sox have the two, the eighth and ninth inning guys who are pretty much money, I don't care. When you got a starter that's throwing that well, you leave him in. He's that effective. There's no reason to take him out.
Right.
I did think he pulled him early too. I thought they should have let him
Okay.
finish the eighth inning, but whatever.
Oh,
They got the win
okay.
on that one. Game
Hmm.
two, look what happened. Took the guy out early, and it kind of snowballed. You get to that reliever train. And Aaron Boone, same thing with him. I think he should have left Max Fried in longer
Absolutely.
because as soon as he went to his bullpen, the Red Sox were able to get a couple more runs across. Uh,
Insurance.
yep. Uh, Game two, there was a lot of bullpen going on with both teams. Not a great game for either team, really, but the Yankees pulled that one out. Game three, look what happens. They left that rookie in there, dude, and he was just nails. And it didn't
You
matter
what?
that he was a rookie. Well, he's never been in the playoffs before. 5 innings is enough. We better take him out. You know what I mean? They just they
Hmm.
just kept sending him out. And dude did awesome. And the Red Sox defense, which was uh, last year's crutch and a little bit of a crutch in the beginning of this season, came back to haunt them. A couple of
Absolutely.
crucial errors. I mean, even Connolly early pitched well. I mean, he only gave up
He
one
pitched
extra
great.
base hit, only one
He
extra
pitched great.
base hit. He gives up a
But
few
did that really
singles.
count? That shouldn't have been a double. I mean,
Well,
Willer Abreu
there,
should have got to that ball.
of
Okay.
course. So
Okay.
again, but what I'm saying is he pitched great. The defense let him down.
Yeah.
The big powerful Yankees weren't knocking the ball all over the yard on him, uh,
Hmm.
and they just couldn't muster up anything against a kid that pitched awesome.
Right.
So,
It,
but that's
it,
what you get, and that's why you want to win the division. Winning the division matters. Just getting in isn't good enough. Go back to what we talked about, 4 or 5 weeks ago. I think you need to win the division. You need to get the home field advantage. You need to get that reset. And if you don't get the break, like the Dodgers, the who was the other division winner that's playing?
Phillies?
Cleveland.
Oh no, dude,
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
If you don't get the break, at least you're playing at home.
Right.
And I think that stuff matters. And that's why I think just getting in is not enough. And you shouldn't be satisfied with just that. If you can win the division, you need to win the division.
Yeah. Well,
There you go.
yeah. I appreciate the thoughts. Um, thoughts and prayers. I think there's some validity to playing at home. Okay, don't get me wrong on that. But this whole series, all I could think about is where in the F is Rafael Devers, the Yankee killer. This is the moment. If I'm telling you right now, if we had Rafael Devers, if he wasn't out in a kayak in the bay, we would have won this series because he is the Yankee Slayer. Great. We got payroll flexibility and we're going to be going to Nantucket for the summer, right? I mean, get the fishing poles out, guys. No problem. I do not understand, and this is really the moment. This when Craig Breslow said when they traded Rafael Devers, we're going to be a better team without him. BS. Because if you look at a lineup, who scares you in the Boston lineup? Nobody. There's some good hitters, but Rafael Devers was the guy where you altered everything because you knew he was 3 away, 2 away, whatever. We didn't have that guy. And we have a young team and great promise. This is Boston. We are not Pittsburgh. We are not the California Angels. We're not looking for the future. It's about winning now. And I really do think we had a team capable of going to the World Series. And all we missed was because we didn't have a monster in the 3 hole named Rafael Devers. Great. We're saving some money. We don't have to pay as much in tax. Great. We can do the $1.5 billion retrofit of Fenway Stadium, which is now all of a sudden this week coming out. They're going to have a Red Sox Hall of Fame. Oh, kudos. I was personally hoping for the 5th ring this century, but our big bopper is in San Francisco. Good. I'm sure we're going to get somebody amazing in free agency, which means nobody. Okay? Yeah. Your thoughts?
You got to get off Devers, dude. If he's
No.
gone, it's over. And I'll tell you what, I think they were a better team without him. I
Oh,
didn't think
God.
so. I was right there with you, thinking they shouldn't have traded him. It was a ridiculous move. But I think if he had stayed on the team and they didn't make this move, they probably would not have made the playoffs even. They were not as good when he was on the team. They got on their hot streak. They everything
Well,
when he left,
hold on. They also brought up Roman Anthony.
right?
I mean, Roman Anthony wasn't there when Devers was.
Right. So
Okay.
you got to
I
clear
think
that
when you
roster
bring in the
spot.
second, I got a feeling they could have found a spot for him, Brian. You're the
I mean,
best.
what are you
You are
you
the
going to
best.
get rid of Rob
All right.
Refsnyder? Come on.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. What was I thinking? Tristan Campbell? Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. All right. We
no,
agree to disagree.
they need they definitely have a need for a power hitter. I mean, there isn't a 30 home run guy on the team, and but I don't think Devers being there would have made a difference. He might have made a difference in the
Devers would have
Yankee
won game
series.
2. Game 2, he would have won.
Okay.
We wouldn't have been playing this. Jazz Chisholm gets a redemption moment by going from first to home. It would have been that game would have been a whole different game. That's just we look. There's no way I can prove it. Okay, the numbers are the numbers. Whatever. I know this. Boston isn't going to spend this money in the offseason. They're gonna go after Pete Alonso a little. They're gonna go after Kyle Tucker. They're gonna rub him on the head and go, "Oh man, we're really sincere," and then fail. like they do with every free agent. Okay? That's just all I got to say. Oh, we could have won this series.
All right.
All right. All right,
Coulda,
let's
woulda,
move
shoulda.
on. You got me there. You got me. You are the voice of reason. All right, let's talk about the NLDS. We got Milwaukee and the Cubs. Who do you like in that series?
Oh, well, sounds like an easy pick to make, but I'm going to go with Brewers.
Okay.
I mean, they've just been great all season long. They will be playing at home, but you got the layoff, which is always bad in
It's
baseball,
always
an
tough. It's tough.
extended layoff. It's not
Yep.
bad to have 1 or 2 days, but an extended layoff is tough. But the style of baseball the Brewers play, I think, will translate well into the postseason. And uh, yeah, I think the Brewers are just going to take that series. Not a
I'm going
sweep
to
or
take the
anything, but
Cubs.
you
Yep.
take the
It's
Cubs.
a best of five. It's a best of five. I'm taking the Cubs there. Go ahead. Who do you like in the marquee series? Dodgers, Phillies.
Phillies.
Good. We're agreement. I mean, I think the Dodgers bullpen, like you made the point, is going to be a real problem in this series.
And the Dodgers bullpen is primarily right-handed too,
Mm-hmm.
which will be tough for them to come up against Schwarber and Harper.
Yeah,
And Bryce Harper is a guy who has in the past risen to the moment in the postseason.
absolutely.
Even going back to his
Absolutely.
days on the Nationals when he
Yeah.
launched that one across the Pacific Ocean.
Yes.
So
I still remember
and
that. I think
and
it's
and
they were serving drinks on that flight. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
and like I said before, I think there's something to the Phillies, approaching this as, man, we've had our chances, and if we don't come through now, they're going to break this thing up and and
Right.
and retool, and we got to suck it up and get it done. So I think the Phillies are going to have that going for them.
I didn't know this. I found this out in the wonderful suicide telecast last night that Dave Dombrowski, the former GM for the Red Sox, hired Alex Cora. Let us move on. God, he got out, got to a better team, and also sabotaged us from within. Thank you for the Manchurian candidate. All right, let's go over to the AL. We've got Detroit against the Mariners.
Oh, well, I'm going to take the Mariners in that one. At home, they
Okay.
pitch really well. I mean, they do have great pitching. Uh, Brian Wu is uh, a legit dude to lead that staff. They got the MVP, in my opinion, and
Yeah.
that, I mean, that's that place is going to be pumping. Seattle hasn't done anything in the playoffs in a long time, so they're going to have their lattes out there, and
Oh, yeah.
they're going to be pumped up for
They
this
sure
series.
are. Put away the heroin needles, Kurt Cobain. We're going to be bringing some super Java to this, okay? All right, in the final series, the one that pains me the most, the New York Yankees are going to take on the Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, I'm going to go with the Blue Jays on this one. I think the Blue
I love your
Jays,
loyalty.
the Blue, well, I picked them to. I think a couple weeks ago, I think I said they were probably going to be my favorite to get to the World Series. Top to bottom, they're just really solid
Yep,
all the way through. Uh, the Yankees bullpen, I just can't trust that. And as much
right.
firepower as they have, firepower is running on fumes, it kind of seems. They didn't,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Anthony Volpe is leading your home run charge, that doesn't bode well. And
There's
I
a
know
problem.
Stanton
Yeah,
has had a great history in the postseason, but dude has a lot of holes in his swings. He always has, and good pitchers can get around him, I think. And Judge, I mean, it's obvious his arm still is not 100%, so that's going to take away
right.
some of his power. And he's a little bit of a defensive liability. I mean, they had that one I forget who it was. I think in game one, someone on the Red Sox hit one out to him and took two on what should have been an easy single. And he just knew that,
Yeah,
I think it
absolutely.
was Nick Sogard. He knew he could run on him. And so that's going to hurt as
Yeah,
well.
they were
So
pushing the envelope. Yeah.
yeah, I think so. I think the Blue Jays should be able to handle the Yankees. So hey, take my 0 for 4 in
All
the
right.
wild card round and take this one. Go have it.
Yeah,
Go have
maybe
it.
we could do another. Maybe we could be an 0 for 8. Give you the big donut. I'm gonna take. I've been pushing Detroit to go to the World Series in the AL the whole year, but I'm gonna get down on the Mariners. I think they are just a better roster. I think they're playing better. I honestly think in the playoffs now they have the best starting staff. I know that doesn't mean as much. Another interesting stat in last year's playoffs, relievers pitched more innings than starters. And I think it's going to repeat again this year. I also am going to, yeah, I know what that does to you. Please, with combined with the Red Sox losing, really, really call some help. Call, I think it's 811 for mental health. I'm going to take the Yankees, which makes every hair on my body cringe. Any final comments as we head out?
Oh, uh,
I know,
playoff
I know.
baseball is great. Playoff baseball is great.
It's
As
phenomenal.
frustrating as it may
It
be
is
when your team
phenomenal.
loses, but I just wish I I I am that back in my day, you know, I love that marquee
Yeah,
matchup of
yeah.
two starting pitchers that you man, and when you see those starters go deep because they're just dominating, I think there's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
And I think that potential is
Amen.
there.
Amen.
They're just afraid. A manager is afraid to chance it for whatever reason. You don't want to ride the hot hand. You don't want to. They're so afraid of leaving him in one batter too long, and that's what kills a lot of
Amen.
games, I think.
Yes, I totally agree with you. But I would like MLB to launch an investigation because I don't believe there's a Cam Shitler. I think that's Paul Skeens. And he changed his look a little, kind of like Glenn Powers is doing in that new Hulu series. That was Paul Skeens we saw last night. And I want an investigation now. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. It's going to take a while to get over this one. I'm going to be talking about Rafael Devers in December. All right.
Oh
If you could like and subscribe, it was a little long. We got something else, kid?
no, get off
Yeah,
Devers.
okay, I guess not. Okay. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. All right. If you could hit that like and subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you soon on Off the Rails Sports Podcast.